There's something you haven't told anyone. Not your closest friend, not your family, maybe not even yourself, not out loud anyway. It's this quiet thing you carry around, this idea, this dream, this version of your life that lives somewhere in the back of your mind. And every single morning you wake up and you don't do it. You have a reason. You always have a reason. But somewhere, underneath all those reasons, you know the truth. You're afraid. And you've been afraid for a long time. I want to talk to you today. Not to everyone, just you. The person who has been sitting on a dream for months, maybe years. The one who has the idea, the vision, the deep feeling that there's something they're supposed to be doing, but keeps finding reasons not to start. This isn't about ambition. This isn't a talk about hustle or grinding or outworking everyone. This is about something quieter than that. This is about the weight of an unlived dream and what it does to a person over time. Because I know what that weight feels like. You open your phone and you see someone else doing what you wanted to do. And instead of feeling inspired, you feel something complicated. A mix of admiration and sadness and this low voice in the back of your head saying, "That could have been you. Why isn't that you?" You lie in bed at night and the idea comes back. It always comes back. You think it through, you almost get excited, and then something shifts. The doubt rolls in like fog, and you start thinking of everything that could go wrong, everything you don't know yet, every reason it might not work. And by the time you fall asleep, the dream is still there, but it feels further away than it did this morning. If that's you, I need you to stay with me, because I think you've been carrying this alone for too long. There's a place a lot of us live in. I call it the waiting room. It's the space between where you are and where you want to be. And it feels safe in there, because in the waiting room, you haven't failed yet. You haven't been rejected yet. You haven't put yourself out there for anyone to judge. In the waiting room, your dream is still perfect, because you haven't touched it. So you wait. You wait until you have more money. You wait until the kids are older. You wait until you feel more confident. You wait until you know enough, until you're ready, until the timing is right, until the fear goes away. But here's what nobody tells you about the waiting room. The fear doesn't go away while you're in there. It grows. Think about it. The longer you avoid something, the bigger it becomes in your mind. The longer you don't start that business, that channel, that book, that conversation, the more impossible it starts to feel. It stops feeling like a next step. It starts feeling like a mountain. And then one day, you look up and realize you've been sitting in that room for 3 years. And the thing you were waiting to feel ready for, you feel less ready now than when you started waiting. That's what waiting does. It doesn't prepare you, it paralyzes you. Let's be honest about what this actually is. We dress it up in smart language. We call it being strategic. We call it doing research. We call it waiting for the right time. But most of the time, it's fear. Plain, simple, human fear. Fear of failing, fear of looking stupid, fear of people seeing you try and watching you fall, fear of spending all that energy and all that hope and having it amount to nothing. And underneath all of that, maybe the deepest fear of all. What if I actually try my hardest and it's still not enough? That one is hard to say out loud because it doesn't just threaten your plan. It threatens your identity. It makes the question personal. So instead of risking that answer, we just don't ask the question. We stay comfortable. We stay small. We stay safe. And we tell ourselves it's wisdom. We tell ourselves we're being patient. But most of the time, if we're being really honest, we're just scared. And that's okay. Being scared doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. But staying scared forever? That's a choice. And every single day that you choose the waiting room over the first step, you are choosing fear over the life you said you wanted. Can I talk about something that makes this worse? You're not just fighting your own doubt. You're fighting everyone you see online who seems to already be where you want to be. You watch someone your age building the exact thing you dreamed about, And instead of thinking, I can do that too, something inside you quietly whispers, it's too late. That spot is taken. Why would anyone listen to me when they can listen to them? And just like that, comparison becomes a reason to quit before you even start. Here's what I want you to understand about that. The person you're comparing yourself to, they were you. At some point, they were sitting exactly where you're sitting. They had the same doubt, the same fear, the same voice telling them it probably wouldn't work. The difference isn't talent. The difference isn't luck. The difference is that they started. That's it. That's the whole secret. They started before they were ready. They started before they had all the answers. They started when they were afraid, and they did it anyway, and they got better as they went. You're not behind, you're just not started. And those are two very different things. I want to tell you something about the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. I know that sounds harsh, but it's one of the kindest things I can tell you. There is no morning when you will wake up and feel completely ready. There is no version of your circumstances that will have zero risk. There is no plan so perfect that failure becomes impossible. Every person who has ever built something meaningful, a business, a creative work, a movement, a life they're proud of, they all started without the perfect moment. They started in apartments with no furniture. They started while working jobs they hated. They started while grieving, while broke, while terrified, while unsure. They didn't wait for confidence to arrive before they acted. They acted, and the confidence came after. This is the part most people have backwards. We think we need to feel ready before we move. But readiness is something you build through movement. You don't think your way into courage. You act your way into it. There's a verse I've always found quietly powerful. It doesn't shout, it just says simply, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. Not when you're ready, do it. Not when the time is perfect, do it. Just do it with everything you have. Now, the moment you're in right now, it's enough. You are enough to take one step. Just one. I want to flip something for a moment. We spend so much time thinking about the risk of starting, but we almost never think about the risk of not starting. What does it actually cost you to wait another year? Because it's not free. The waiting room isn't free. Every month you stay stuck, something quietly erodes. Not loudly, not dramatically, just slowly. The belief that you can do it gets a little thinner. The excitement that was once so sharp starts to dull. The version of yourself who believed in the dream starts to feel like someone you used to know. And there's a grief that comes with that, a quiet grief that's hard to name. It's not the grief of losing someone, it's the grief of losing a version of yourself that you never became. I think that's one of the heaviest things a person can carry, not failure. Unlived potential. A life spent wondering what would have happened if you had just tried. The risk of starting is real. You might fall, you probably will, in some form. But the risk of never starting? That one doesn't announce itself. It just compounds quietly, until one day you look back at your life and realize the only thing standing between you and the life you wanted was you. Here's something I want you to give yourself permission to do. Be bad at it at first. I mean that seriously. Your first video might be awkward. Your first post might get 12 views. 6 of them probably you. Your first attempt at the business might fail. Your first chapter might be awful. Your first pitch might crash and burn. That's not a sign that you're wrong. That's a sign that you started. Every person who is excellent at something was once terrible at it. And the only way through terrible is through it, not around it, not over it, through it. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to learn publicly. You are allowed to do something imperfectly and still have it matter, still have it count. Progress is not a clean line, it's a mess. It's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and sometimes 3 steps sideways and a fall on the floor. But you are moving, and movement even imperfect, messy, uncertain movement is the only thing that actually changes your life. Perfection keeps you still. Progress moves you forward. Let me talk about judgment for a second, because I think this is the one that holds the most people back, more than failure even. The fear of being seen, of putting something real out into the world and having someone look at it and say, "Who does she think she is?" Or, "He's not that good," or the worst one, just silence. Complete, hollow silence. That fear is real. And it makes sense. Because when you put your dream out into the world, you're not just sharing an idea, you're sharing a piece of the most honest version of yourself. And that's terrifying. But here's what I've learned about judgment. The people who judge the loudest are almost always the people who gave up on their own dream first. Somewhere inside them, there's a quiet battle happening too. And your courage, the fact that you tried, holds a mirror up to them. And they don't like what they see. So they speak. But the ones who matter, the ones who are on their own journey, who understand the weight of trying something real, they don't judge you. They root for you. And there are more of those people than you think. I want to close with this. I don't know what your dream is. Maybe it's a business you've been sketching in journals for 2 years. Maybe it's a creative project, a book, a podcast, a YouTube channel, a piece of art that lives on your phone as a voice memo you've listened to 100 times. Maybe it's a life change, a conversation you need to have, a door you need to walk through. I don't know the specific shape of it, but I know it's real. I know it matters, and I know you've been waiting. I want to tell you something that I need you to really hear. The world doesn't need your perfect version. The world needs your real version. The messy, uncertain, still figuring it out version. The one who starts before she's ready. The one who posts the video even though his hands are shaking. The one who sends the email, launches the page, says the thing, takes the step, while still being afraid. That person changes things, not the polished, perfectly prepared version you've been waiting to become. You, as you are, right now. There's a quiet line that has always stayed with me. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, and of love, and of a sound mind. You are not built for the waiting room. You were built to move. So here is what I'm asking you to do. Not tomorrow, not when the timing is better, not after one more month of planning. Today, I'm asking you to take one step, just one. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. Send the email, open the document, record the first 30 seconds, write down the idea, make the call. One step. Because the person you're meant to become is not waiting in some distant, perfect future. They're waiting on the other side of the first step you keep refusing to take. The dream was never the problem. The waiting was, and you've waited long enough.